Daff.
Hello, mother.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. We've been together all day, so I really don't need to ask you.
Right. It's 10:36 in the morning, and we've spent the entire day together basically since 7:16 when you were supposed to be at my house at 7:10. You got mad at me when I asked you to come at 7:10 instead of 7, and then you just still didn't get there till 7:16. I was like, damn, girl, you mad at me for asking you to come 10 minutes late and you not even on time.
I wasn't mad at you. I get it. Shit happens.
Yeah.
Or doesn't.
Or it doesn't. Yeah. Too. Both.
All right. Ready?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, we're not interrupting our regularly programmed disturbing fact list of the 50 states anymore.
Okay.
We are back on Delaware.
Yay.
I keep hitting my cheek with the microphone. So
Washington's crossing it right now.
Delaware?
Yeah, probably not right now, but maybe his ghost is. I don't know.
What?
Haven't you ever seen the painting of Washington crossing the Delaware?
I have no idea what that is.
George Washington, the president, when
the
he
first
was
president. Yeah, the apple teeth.
apple tree with the wooden teeth that were actually not wooden. They were skeleton teeth.
Yeah, I think we talked about that
You
on
said
here, didn't
apple
we?
teeth.
Weren't they made out of wood, apple wood?
No.
Or they thought they were or something?
No.
Didn't you do an episode about that, a disturbing fact?
Yeah, but they're
We
from
need to write
they're
that
made
on the
from
list.
they're made from other teeth. I mean, his dentures they used them from skeletons or like dead soldiers. There was a rumor that they were made out of wood. And something about the apple tree is like he cut down an apple tree as a boy and got in trouble. I don't know. He didn't have apple teeth. Anyway, let's move on with our lives.
He used apple seeds. He had really bad cyanide poisoning.
Yeah.
That's a rumor.
Yeah.
Okay, Delaware. You can annul a marriage if it was done on a dare.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Under Delaware Code, Title 13, 1506 AC, or A6. Wow, that was a dyslexic moment. And there's not even a C there. A court will enter a decree.
So it's not dyslexic if you're just adding shit that isn't there.
Right? A court will enter a decree of annulment if the marriage was entered into as a jest or a dare. It is actually to protect people that, you can't dare someone to get married. And if you do, they can undo it real quick. Which is good. Although I've never been dared to go get married. Okay, this one I appreciate, but I also don't totally understand. It says that restaurants can go to jail for sneaking you margarine. So you have to serve real butter at restaurants in Delaware. You can't call margarine butter. You have to call it margarine on your menus. Otherwise, you can go to jail. But I don't quite understand how we jail a restaurant.
Literally, I was like, how do you,
just take
a restaurant in jail?
Right? I'm like, do you just drop a big cage on top of a restaurant and be like, you're in restaurant jail?
Yeah. I was like,
take a big crane.
The server, the management. Nope, it's the building.
Yeah. So I really appreciate that though, because, and it can carry up to a year in prison, I guess.
Holy crap.
Or a year in jail.
Yeah. Well, hopefully nobody's breaking that. What are you in for? Butter fraud.
What are you in for? Margarine. How about you? Butter fraud. Yeah, it's just kind of funny. I like it because I hate margarine. Well, I don't hate margarine, but I'm not crazy about it. As somebody who really appreciates a good butter, I'm not crazy about margarine. I'm a slut for butter. Pawnbrokers cannot take wheelchairs or prosthetic limbs.
Okay. I feel like they should be able to take wheelchairs. Prosthetic limbs might be a little crossing the line, but
it's so people with disabilities and addiction problems aren't selling their mobility.
Okay.
It's to protect them or protecting vulnerable people that get robbed or whatever, that it's like you can't go pawn off someone's wheelchair.
Okay.
So
that
that's
makes
why.
Sense.
It's to protect that. It's a misdemeanor to sell your pet's fur.
Okay. Sorry, I'm thinking, well, if you shave it or comb it out or skin your pet.
It's because of animal cruelty rights and
Good.
stuff. So you're not, so there's no black market for, come check out my
French bulldog's fur.
Yeah, or whatever, as opposed to it being like a whatever, something else. I'm trying to think of a fox versus a Belgian Malinois.
A fox versus a French.
Although I don't know that those would feel the same, but foxes are so cute. There's also a law that I saw that you can only hunt foxes on Sundays and everything else is outlawed to hunt on Sundays in Delaware.
Sad.
I know. I'm like, I didn't do too much research into it because it made me sad. Drive-ins can face prison time for sharing R-rated movies.
Again, a whole drive-in?
Yeah, you just box it off. You just get the crane with the giant fucking cage around it, drop it directly on top of that drive-in. That empty lot and that screen, they're going down.
I feel like there's a lot of structural imprisonment in Delaware.
Yeah, right? For being such a small state, half of it's closed off. Adult bookstores and theaters are closed on Sundays.
Okay.
Yeah. It's because of a blue law, which outlawed working, trading, or selling goods to encourage church attendance.
Okay.
And I liked this one. It's illegal to pretend to sleep on Rehoboth Beach Boardwalk.
To pretend to sleep?
Mm-hmm. You could actually sleep, but if you're pretending to sleep, it's a problem. I think it's to discourage people from sleeping out there, but
Yeah, but if you're really
funny.
sleeping, what does it matter if you're pretending?
Right?
I mean,
I'm like, if you're pretending to sleep versus really sleeping, what difference does it make? I pretend to sleep frequently, or I used to. You'd be like, Daphne. She's like, bitch, you don't snore. Whispering in church is treated as an arrestable offense.
wow.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Yeah, that's really all I got. Yeah, you can't do any witchcraft in Millsboro because of them being so close to the witch trials.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Oh.
that's really it.
Okay.
The rest of it's kind of stupid shit we don't care about that's not funny.
Okay.
Oh, giving away dyed baby chicks is a criminal offense. There we go. There's my last one.
Oh, that's.
I was like, I read one more, and I get it.
Yeah.
Don't dye your baby chicks.
That's animal cruelty, I feel.
Yeah, except for I do follow some groomer on TikTok who dyes dogs with pet safe dye,
Mm-hmm.
and they look really cute.
I'll bet.
Like he does like doodles, and
Mhm.
like he does this one so funny all the time. He made it look like a giraffe, and he did one that looked like a skeleton. He did one, I think this was a poodle, not a doodle, that he did, and he like shaved everything, but it's like made it have really big butt cheeks with its hair. It was really cute and dyed it different colors.
That is cute.
I'm getting big eyes for making sounds. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, what you got for me?
I have some haunted art for you.
Ooh.
And this is inspired by the fact that I
Watch the episode of Supernatural where they're in the studio and Sam has a girlfriend and it's all happening.
Yes, because I'm rewatching Supernatural.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's an episode of Supernatural called Province.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, there's like this painting of this family, and everybody who gets this painting gets their throat slashed. And so, yeah, it's this haunted painting thing. I was like,
the
ooh.
little girl.
It is.
You know
They
what's-
think it's the dad, but it's the little girl, actually. So it's
Yeah.
kind of a big drama to suss her out and get it. It's a really good episode, actually. And I was thinking to myself, I needed to put together a quick because we've been so freaking busy with yard work because our yard is very busy and a lot
High
of work.
maintenance.
Yeah. And so I haven't really had time to sit down and work. Plus, I'm reading a book for an episode and yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I was like, oh, I bet there's some haunted art for real. And
Yeah.
so this episode is inspired by Supernatural. All roads lead back to.
All roads lead back to Supernatural. I just love that little girl that plays the ghost in that episode. I've only ever seen her in 3 things, okay?
Mm-hmm.
She's, okay, you know, remember that movie Cabin in the Woods?
Mm-hmm.
She's the little girl with the hacksaw that's part of that like zombie wood chipper family.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was also the girl from the 3rd Twilight movie when Victoria was raising that army of vampires to go fight the Cullens.
Mm-hmm.
And she flipped that, like, flipped her. She changed that little girl into being a vampire, and the Cullens tried to protect her, and then the Volturi still killed her. That's all the same girl. And those are the only 3 things I've seen her in, but that's just it.
So she's typecast.
Extremely.
Poor kid.
And I've never seen her in anything else.
And you have to figure this episode of Supernatural is from 2020. No, I mean from
I'm like,
2000, from like 2003 or something.
Yeah, it's old. It's one of the OG episodes.
Yeah, it's episode number 19, season 1.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so funny.
Province.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway,
I
thank
love
you.
that, though.
Thank you, guys.
Don't you like how I immediately knew?
Yes. Well, of course.
I like Supernatural too. I've never seen it through the end like you have 8 times.
Yeah.
I've never even seen it once through the end. I get to the Jack shit and I'm like, you've lost me.
There's some other parts that lose me too, but it's okay.
I need to just push. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, are you ready?
Haunted art.
Haunted art. Okay. The Hands That Resist Him is a painting painted by Bill Stoneham, and it was painted in 1972. And I'm also going to be super devil's advocate here because we'll get there. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why and when and how and where.
Yeah, please. I need more context. Then there's this painting that was made in 1972, and I'm a devil's advocate.
Okay.
Context, please.
Context. All right. So this painting depicts a young boy, which Stoneham, who's the artist, as I said, took from an image of himself as a 5-year-old boy, like a photograph. So he painted this painting
Of himself as a kid.
as a 5-year-old boy with this female doll who's like almost as big as the boy in the painting. And the boy and the doll are standing in front of a doorway that's made up of square glass panes with these ghostly hands pressed up against the glass on the other side of the door. So like behind them, not like, you know what I mean? They're standing in front of the door. The hands are like pressing against the door.
Okay.
Towards them. Okay.
On the other side of the door, yes.
Yeah,
On the other
and-
side of a glass door, there's hands.
Yes. And so, according to the artist, the doorway is a representation of the dividing line between the waking world and the world of fantasy and improbabilities. And the doll is the boy's guide that will escort him through that world of impossibilities.
Wait, I love that.
So the ghostly hands represent alternative lives or possibilities. The painting was displayed at the Feingarten God, I had this yesterday. Okay. At Feingarten Gallery in 1974, where Bill Stoneham had like a one-man show, it was only his art at this gallery, right? It was an exposition or an expose or
It was his gallery.
yeah, no, it wasn't his gallery, but it was just only his work in the showing, right? So the painting was seen by art critic Henry Seldis, who gave it a glowing review, and he praised the artist's ability for saying that Stoneham's works were at their best when they were at their weirdest, and commended him for inventing the first truly neo-surrealist painting. And that means that it's a blend of dreams or the subconscious mind rebelling against rational thought, or it reflects on bizarre realities. So that's what neo-surrealist means, okay?
Okay.
So John Marley, who played Jack Woltz in the Godfather movie, the original Godfather, bought the painting at the artist's exhibition in 1974 at the gallery. And all of these 3 people died mysterious deaths, which then made the painting an urban legend.
Huh.
Okay. But this is where I'm going to go devil's advocate on you, because, how many people look at the same thing and die? You know what I mean? Like how many, let me put this. Okay.
Did they all have the same cause of death?
No, they didn't. And they all also, so
They said they weren't all hacked up by a little girl ghost.
they were not.
Or a doll.
They were not.
A doll that came through a picture.
They were not. None of those things. And it's just because it's an urban legend, so you're researching and it's like, they all died under mysterious circumstances within 1 year of visualizing the painting. Well, no, that's not true. And that's like basically saying that, to me, the way this is and the way it's contextualized is like, oh my God, these 3 people saw this painting and they died, right? It's like saying that when we go to Target, 4 people that have gone to the same Target store as us in the last 5 years have died. That doesn't make Target cursed, right? It just makes the fact that there's shitloads of people going in and out of Target that die. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm just like, it's why? This, you know what I mean? But anyway, so Henry Seldis, that's the art critic, right? He died of an apparent suicide in 1978. So that's
Because
4
of the
years.
people dying?
That's 4 years after. So suicide or not, it says apparent suicide. I couldn't find anything else about it, of course. And then, like I said, the urban legend's all like, well, these people all died within 1 year. It's like, no, this guy was the first one. It was 4 years later. And then Charles, I want it to be spooky and scary, but I just can't get behind it when I don't think it's...
Dun, dun, dun.
And then Charles Feingarten died of cancer in 1984, and that's the guy that owned the gallery.
Okay.
And then John Marley, the guy who bought it, who was in The Godfather, died during open heart surgery in I put 1984, but I think that's a lie. I think that Feingarten died in 81. Sorry, he died in 1981, and then John Marley died in 1984 during open heart surgery. So it's like none of those deaths are really mysterious, nor did any of them happen within 1 year of seeing the painting or having the painting.
Okay.
So, however, the painting went missing after John Marley's death for almost 2 decades. And then the painting was found by an elderly couple behind an old brewery in 2000. And then this is also where it's like urban legend. Who knows what the fuck? This is like What? So the couple listed the painting on eBay, and the couple claimed that the painting carried some kind of curse or was haunted. But this is where the story is convoluted, because also it says that a young couple listed the painting on eBay, and that they claimed that their 4.5-year-old daughter was terrified of the painting, and that she would tell her parents that the children in the picture were fighting and that they would come into her room at night. And so when I tried to look it up, was it an elderly couple or was it a young couple with a 4-year-old child? And then it kind of was like, well, yeah, the elderly couple with the young child. I'm like, so an elderly couple typically doesn't
What if they're raising their grandchild?
Yeah, but then it was like, well, but they gave it to this young couple with it. So I'm like, I don't fucking know. Or the young people listed it or whatever. But
maybe it was a family.
The true story of it is that, yes, the painting was listed on eBay, and that it had this big old disclaimer about the haunting and stuff. And so they also claimed not only that it scared their little girl, because she said that they would come out of the painting and they were fighting and they would go in a room, and that they also claimed that they had seen the boy crawling out of the painting on a motion sensor camera. And so the dad said that he was like, hey, let me prove to you, little daughter, that there's nothing happening. I'm going to put this motion sensor camera
and then it crawls out. Oh, let me prove to you, little daughter. Oh, there's something happening.
Right. So,
you right.
It's also been claimed that the doll was holding a gun and chased the boy out of the photo. And the description in the eBay listing included a liability disclaimer that included a strict warning advising those, quote, susceptible to stress or faint of heart not bid, officially releasing the sellers from any and all supernatural liability. So the auction started.
We have no supernatural liability here. If you take it, it's on you.
Right. The auction started at $199. And because the listing and the interest in the creepy painting, it had over 30,000 views on eBay. And it ended up selling to the owner of the Perception Gallery in Grand Rapids, Michigan for $1,025. And the digital urban legends associated with this painting, people say there's screen sickness. So as the listing went viral, people claimed that simply viewing the picture online made them feel physically ill, causing dizziness, anxiety, heart palpitations, or unexpected blackouts. So people looking at this picture, they get physically ill, dizzy, anxiety, heart palpitations, or unexplained blackouts. It is a pretty fucking creepy picture, I will tell you. But it didn't cause me any of those things. And then technical glitches. Users across the early internet forums reported trying to download or print images of the painting caused their printers and computers to malfunction.
Okay. You did another one about a painting.
Yeah, it was a Reddit one, though.
No, it wasn't a Reddit one. Was it Peg's sister?
Oh, yeah. But the guy ended up killing the whole family.
Yeah, the painting wasn't haunted, but he painted that picture.
Yeah, the painting, she saw the painting she bought it at a thrift store and then looked it up, and it was the house that this guy had killed the family. So the painting wasn't haunted, but the painting itself had the house. The house backstory in the painting had the backstory. Yes, the murder backstory.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, the Easter massacre. Easter Sunday massacre.
In one of the 50 states.
The original sellers later admitted that the photographic anomalies were likely just light reflections. However, the painting is still locked in the gallery in a secure storage facility because it's just creepy and people just don't want to risk the fact that maybe it is haunted. Okay.
That makes sense. Except for, I don't know. Unless he's doing some dark magic on it, I feel like I don't understand how it could be haunted unless he put his own blood in there or somebody's hair in the picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the artist is like, well, cool, because it got such notoriety and everything. But he's like, it's none of that. It's a picture of me with a doll that's going to guide me through this alternate world kind of thing.
Right. It's a spiritually charged picture.
It's not a gun. She's holding some kind of, he said it was a battery with some cables, or there was 2 different explanations for what she was actually holding. But when you look at it, you can't really tell. And honestly, I couldn't even tell it was a doll. I thought it was just a little girl based on how the painting looks. Cause it's not
he said she's the size of him.
Yeah. And it's not like a portrait.
Right.
It's kind of I don't know. It's kind of a blurred out painting, if you will. I don't know how to explain it. I guess
Gotcha.
It's a neo-surrealist.
Huh. You even know what that means.
I explained it. So there you go. And then the next one, there's tons of them, but I just picked a couple. So the crying boy in Giovanni Bragelin's painting is part of a series that he painted in the 1950s, and it's like a bunch of kids crying.
So morbid.
Yeah. The painting was mass produced in the 1970s in print form, and it became a popular print that hung in family homes all over the UK. In 1985, Yorkshire fireman Peter Hall told a national newspaper that fire brigades across northern England frequently found undamaged copies of the painting amidst the ruins of burned down houses. Hall brought the story to the attention of the public after his brother Ron Hall, who was a non-believer in the rumors of the destructive impact of the painting, put a copy in his home in order to disprove that it was cursed. He's like, I don't believe this shit. I'm going to get this picture. I'm going to hang it up. So shortly afterwards, his home burnt down under mysterious circumstances. And after the picture was removed from the home completely undamaged, he put his foot through the picture, through the painting.
I would too.
Yeah. Countless homes, restaurants, and even hotels burned to the ground, but the picture would always survive untouched. In November...
That's a haunted picture.
In November of 1985...
This one confirmed.
Confirmed.
Haunted.
A woman destroyed her undamaged picture of the painting after her house burnt down and claimed the lives of her husband and 3 sons. Yeah.
Haunted.
Haunted. It's really sad. And this is how they're debunking it. This is what they call the reality of it. So fire-resistant varnish was used to treat the mass-produced prints. And also because it was in tens of... But
haunted. After that many times of being exposed to fire, haunted.
Yeah, because you figure a lot of things in your house are probably fire retardant. And this one thing never burns. So that's creepy, yes.
Mm-hmm. And after so many times of being exposed to fire.
Yeah. Well, it's not the same picture because it was mass produced.
But still.
No, I know. But it's just weird because they're not saying, this picture of this dog survived. You know what I mean? It's just this crying boy picture. So, and also they said because tens of thousands of copies.
Wait, mass produced though. Huh. Weird.
Mm-hmm. So something about it.
Yeah.
So tens of thousands of copies were sold, and it was highly statistically likely that the prints would be in homes or businesses that experienced accidental fires because of how many there were and how many were sold, right?
Right.
So that's that one. And then The Boy by an unknown artist, and I forgot to put any years on this, but it's fairly recent, I think in the 80s or so. The Boy by an unknown artist is an undated portrait that was found in the basement of a historic home in North Wales. And the owner had reported hearing strange, unexplained noises and bizarre activity for years. Danny Moss, who's a paranormal investigator, words, man,
are hard.
Yes.
They're very difficult.
So Danny Moss, a paranormal investigator, was called to the house, and he was able to record the sound of a child's voice, although there were no children that lived in the house or were in the house at the time of him being there, like trying to catch the paranormal activity. Because the owner's like, well, I keep hearing this fucking noise, and I keep hearing like just weird shit happens, right?
All right, tell me.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on?
What's going on? So the owner wanted the painting removed from the house, and Moss took the painting and he put it up in his haunted hotel that he owns in Cheshire. And without being prompted or without having any explanation, like literally the painting's just there, people are drawn to the painting of the child, and they just will leave random gifts, and they leave flowers and coins. And the painting itself...
That's so weird.
The painting itself has like weird sounds coming from it, and there's no explanation for where the sounds come.
I need to see this painting. This is the one I'm most intrigued to see now. This one is the last one, and this is the best one, I think. Okay.
Save the best for last.
Always.
In 2019, American artist Zach Webb created...
Except for not everyone gets to listen to it. All 19 seconds. Where? Turns it off.
He created one of his most haunting works, I guess. He does a lot of like creepy painting kind of stuff.
Okay.
So this one's called The Day After, and it was part of a larger series that was inspired by his time living inside the Franklin Castle in Ohio City, in Ohio, obviously.
Okay. What?
What?
Ohio City in Massachusetts?
Yes. And it's also, so the Franklin Castle is called the most haunted house in in Ohio. And Webb first entered the castle in the summer of 2018 for an artist residency at the castle. And every weekend from Monday through Sunday, he secluded himself in the mansion's top floor ballroom and he would just paint all by himself, right? And when the residency ended, he took like the next step and he's like, I'm going to keep rolling with this. So on Halloween night 2019, he moved into the Franklin Castle full time and he stayed there until Halloween of 2022.
Wow.
And reflecting on those years, Webb said, quote, those 3+ years within the castle's enigmatic walls, I can't say it.
Enigmatic.
Fuel was walls.
Enigmatic. That word?
Yeah. Fueled a creative outpouring that defies description, adapting to life alone in a sprawling mansion of over 20 rooms and a notorious reputation for being haunted came with its challenges. Unexplained noises echoed through the halls, lights turned on by themselves, and items would mysteriously shift from where I had placed them. And that was a direct quote from him.
Yuck.
So while these unsettling experiences simply...
Yuck. I'm just laughing at myself saying that.
were they just like the sounds of the aging mansion, like how I said, like the dresser shifting and all that, and the one poltergeist thing, it's like the house settling. Or
our house creaks too.
Yeah.
I don't think our house is haunted at all.
No.
Well, my parents' house, I should say. I don't live here anymore. My parents' house is not haunted, but it makes creaky sounds all the time.
So is the mansion haunted or is it just old and creaky? But the castle itself does have a tragic past. So one of the legends surrounding the Franklin Castle centers on the Tiedemann family. During the 1880s, 4 of the Tiedemann children died within a short period of time, and after their deaths, their father began transforming the home into a Gothic-style castle that still stands today, complete with towering turrets, carved gargoyles, and an imposing stone facade that only deepened its eerie reputation. Over the decades, countless visitors have reported unexplained encounters inside the mansion, shadowy figures, strange voices, sudden cold spots, and an overwhelming sense that they were not alone. Some guests have left before the night was over.
It's the kids.
It's the kids. Webb, however, chose to embrace the castle rather than fear it. He described the Franklin Castle as a creative collaborator, believing the building itself influenced his work, and as the months passed, his paintings took on a darker and more surreal quality. Distorted faces and ghostly half-figures began emerging from the deep black backgrounds, illuminated by dramatic streaks of light. One of the most striking pieces from this period was that painting that I talked about the day after. And it was created following a restless night of broken sleep. Webb described being plagued by disturbing dreams while strange sounds echoed through the mansion's seemingly endless corridors.
Wait, I kind of love this.
Whether those noises came from unsettling stone or from settling stones and old timbers or from something far mysterious is a question that remains unanswered.
Oh.
So that's it. That's all I got.
I love that. That last one?
Yeah, that's why I said it was the best one for sure.
I'm like, that's so cool because he's inspired by, he's like, oh, fuck, I couldn't sleep. That ghost kept me up.
Right.
Let's see if I can re-describe their face.
Yeah. I thought that was the coolest one. But apparently that guy's art is all pretty dark and disturbing. And so.
Yeah, but that's kind of cool that he got influenced by it being there or more influenced.
Yeah.
Being there.
For sure.
I like that.
Me too.
I want to see a picture of this building.
A thing on that
case on that building.
Yeah.
On the castle.
Yeah. But like I said, I was like, oh, I need to do some haunted art. 'Cause there's a ton of it.
There's a lot of haunted art.
Yeah, a lot.
Apparently,
but then,
so is the Mona Lisa. There's just a lot of.
There we go with me debunking it because it's like, oh, these 3 people died mysteriously after coming in contact with the painting. It's like, well, the one guy was a gallery owner. He died 10 years later. The other guy owned the painting. He died 9 years later or whatever, 8 years, 13 years, whatever. And the other guy committed suicide 4 years later. So I don't think that those are mysterious and unexplained deaths.
Yeah, I guess it just depends, right?
How you want to look at it.
Well, it depends on cause of death, too.
Cancer,
but if it's mystery
suicide.
and unknown, then we don't really know the cause of death is the thing. But if it's, like in the Supernatural episode where they're all stabbed to death in a certain way with the weapon that's not there, that no one can find.
Right.
If the little blade, it's a razor blade, right? That she was killing them with the razor blade.
A straight razor, yeah.
Yeah, that she had in her hand.
Yeah.
Or it was in the picture. in Supernatural. And so it wasn't anywhere in like the people's house.
No.
It was just in the painting.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So I would say if it was things like that, we could definitely say, oh yeah, that shit haunted.
And then it ended up being tied to a doll because they thought that the painting was haunted because the dad had been the one that was accused of killing the family.
It was the little girl.
But it was the little girl, and she was their adopted daughter because the family that her original family, her family had all been killed and with their throats slit, and she was the only one who lived.
Yeah, because she killed them.
And so then this family adopted her, and then all their throats were slit, and she also, though, died. And they thought it was the dad, like the dad was the one that they thought
the dad
killed.
was on.
So Sam and Dean
guilty
go
on public trial on the court of public opinion.
Yeah, so Sam and Dean go and they cut out the painting, like the canvas, and they burn it. And then they go to the gallery the next day because because Dean dropped his wallet. Why you take a wallet when you're breaking in? Whatever, I don't know. But they go back and the painting is there, and they're like, "What the fuck?" Because the painting like rematerialized. So they're like, "Well, shit, we have to figure out like why the painting is still." So they go to the painting gets sold to this other lady, and she ends up getting also her throat slashed because originally it slashes this couple's throat who bought it at an auction. Then they go to the auction house, blah blah blah. The girls, oh, Sam, you're so cute. Love you.
Right.
And then they
just watch the episode.
Yeah.
Episode 19, apparently.
Season
the
one.
the first season. Streaming on Peacock and Amazon Prime.
Yes.
Used to be on Netflix, but now it's in 2 other places.
But so they go to try to find out because they're like, oh, well, all the bodies were cremated. But then they're like, well, the dad wasn't cremated because the family didn't want him to be with the rest of the family because he killed them. And so they go and they salt and burn the bones and do that whole thing. And then it still keeps happening. And then Sam ends up seeing that it's the little girl. And then the chick from the auction house is like, oh my God, we have the doll. And they're like, well, what is the doll? And they're like, well, the doll's made from the girl's hair. So they had to destroy the doll. The end.
Yeah, I thought it was in the mausoleum.
No, the doll was in their collection.
Oh.
The art dealer's collection, like the auction house.
I love that episode.
Yeah. Because Sam's like, well, what does a doll have to do with it? And she's like, well, but that time period, dolls were made from the image of the children. And they were a lot of times
their bodies
using the kids' hair to make it.
Yeah.
Make the dolls. So, yeah. The end.
Yeah.
That was watching it, I was like, oh, man, I want to do something like that. Because
Make a doll out of my hair?
No. Right. Compose an episode about haunted
I have long enough hair. You could have the little bob cut on it all.
So what do you think?
I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't like that you initially debunked it, though.
I'm sorry.
The first one.
I couldn't help it because people are going to be
something
listening
weird about the crying boy. I want to see the picture where people are like leaving things and are very drawn to it. And then this last one about the Gothic mansion, the Franklin mansion. I want to go see it.
Yeah.
I want to see this art. And I think it's really super cool that guy has been like, that he's leaned into. He's used it as his muse.
Yes.
That's probably the proper way to put that as an artist.
Yes.
It's his muse.
Yeah.
I'm not artsy at all. I can't draw a stick figure to save my fucking life. So.
Yeah. Well, I started with the debunking one because I'm like, typically, if you look it up, that one's like considered to be the most haunted thing. But it's only because of the urban legend. And that can very easily be debunked. But these other ones.
Remember that show Urban Legend
so
we used to watch?
Mm-hmm.
Wonder where that is.
I don't know.
I used to love that show.
But yeah, that's why I started with that one, because I know people are going to be listening and go, oh my God, that's so stupid. Like, how many people saw that picture and didn't die?
Right.
You know? Or, oh my God, they died under strange and mysterious circumstances within 1 year.
Like what, open heart surgery? Yeah, that's pretty risky.
Yeah, or cancer. But they were all like years later. They weren't like, oh my God, something just happened and we don't know what.
Right.
Like, because I'm like, okay, what really happened?
What's going on here?
Right. I'm like, I have to debunk it my own self, because in my head, I'm like, this sounds like a bunch of not trueness.
Yeah, but I mean, if people are reporting it's making them ill looking at it and all that. So who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, it is super creepy. I will give you that.
Well, I'll look at it as soon as you do the
But
Instagram.
the other ones, are like, I'm like, okay, this one, I don't know how to explain that away. And that one, I don't know how to explain it away. And this this last one, I definitely,
you're like, this is unexplainable.
Yeah, exactly.
The Gothic Mansion. All right. Well, you can follow us on Instagram so you can see these pictures as soon as this episode goes live.
This episode?
the sepsis, as soon as the episode goes live at That's Disturbing Podcast on Instagram. You can follow our Facebook too, but I'm having some serious, if anyone here works at Meta and can help me, oh my God, I would kiss you. I'm so.
That's not going to be an attractant. Just
I
kidding.
have great teeth and great lips. Thank you. And great breath. Anyway, Meta is giving me a very hard time as of late. So the Facebook, consider it null and void. It's there. It exists. It's not updated because, again, Meta, you are going to be the death of me. If I die, you heard it here first. Somebody at Meta got me.
Daphne's being haunted by Meta.
Basically, fuck.
Yeah, I know.
This account, the other account that I work on, my other job that I do that I work on, that account is also broken in the exact same way where Facebook is just not linking, where it's trying to, instead, it's overriding the personal account, or it's overriding the business account with the personal, and then it won't let me unlink, and it's just being a big old pain in the ass, and I can't talk about it anymore without crying and getting frustrated because I've literally probably already spent 10 hours trying to deal with it, trying to contact every person I possibly can, sat on forever with a fucking chat box, and I'm like, you stupid AI, Chat GPT, you are the only one that matters. Every other AI, you suck. Gemini, you're okay. Copilot, you're fine. Meta, your AI, done. Canceled. Broken. Turn it off. Save the money. Save the planet.
All right.
That's how I feel about it.
Okay.
Okay, that's all. Bye-bye.